Two factors were said to be responsible for the flooding ravaging farming communities in Sokoto, Kebbi, and Niger states. First is the level and frequent rainfall, which are beyond the early prediction. The gradual release of water from Goronyo Dam, which houses more than 900 million cubic meters of water, is the second factor. The water travels from here in Goronyo to River Niger after traveling more than 700 kilometers.
This water goes down to Kebbi, Niger State. You understand? So it's what fed all the Adamas along the plain.
This is River Lima. It's a tributary, one of the major tributaries of River Niger. And this flood you see occurs almost every year. The flood is from Arugungu here down to Suru to Kaoji, while on your right is from Arugungu up to Sokoto to Goronyo.
This movement has continued to wreak havoc to farming communities living and farming along the wetland and riverbank. Though the exact number of farmers affected by the ravaging flood is yet to be identified. However, it is estimated that more than 10 billion naira worth of rice have been lost to the natural disaster. This is Gandun Sariki Rice Plantation Cluster, located in Arugungu, Kebbi State. It covers more than 80,000 hectares with more than 700,000 farmers cultivating the wetland. The entire crops that were almost ready for harvest were buried under the water. Emir of Arugungu, Alhaji Samaila Muhammadu Mira, is among the victims of the natural disaster. He lost more than 100 hectares of his rice farm.
Yes, I am. I lost 2 major rice fields. My big farm, 100 hectares farm, is, as we speak, underwater. I have a pond which is 100 meters by 100 meters. I've been farming fish in that pond for the last 3 years. I'm yet to harvest anything because I was just experimenting with a lot of varieties of fish to see if they can reproduce on land outside the normal. If you go there now, you see the whole place is, but we give thanks to God. We have life, so we'll start all over. Alhamdulillah.
The National Leadership of Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria, Rifan, alongside State Chairman from the northwest of Nigeria, took an on-the-spot assessment visit to Kebbi as flood continued to wreak havoc in rice farming communities. Alhaji Aminu Goronyo, who led the team, visited Jega in Jega local government and Arugungu in Arugungu local government area of the state.
Our mission is nothing other than coming to Birnin Kebbi to have a meeting which we tag as 2020-2021 pre-season preparations for the dry season. Considering the nature of this year in terms of flood that is affecting and ravaging our farmers' farms. That is the mission.
What we can see here, a lot of hectares have been affected, and we need to do something quickly in order for us to have a shortage of the paddy we needed, because this will definitely affect the production and it will affect the food security. So this is a devastating problem we have seen here, and we are hoping that some other state will not be affected like it is here in Kebbi State.
Well, it's not going to seriously affect it, but it will affect directly the farmers that are also out from these locations. But we have plans. What we are trying to do is to find a way that we can redeem these losses by taking advantage of the receding water and allowing giving the farmers another input to go back and replant the rice. So it's the kind of way to compensate the losses. So without them replanting, it will be a total loss. But with us giving them input to replant, then we can compensate for the losses.
Muhammadu Sahabi Augi, Kebbi State Chairman of Rifan, told the team that what have been lost to the flood cannot be quantified at the moment, but is in billions of naira.
All what you can see here, left and right, are rice farms belonging to our members who took Uncle Bro's loan to produce rice and pay in kind. You can see this farmer land is 7 kilometers across, more than 80 kilometers both ways. Now what you can see further here is rice farms. Farmers have invested nearing harvest time. They have made all the necessary activities from land clearing, for other application, everything. Just close to harvest time, we're experiencing this. So it's a big problem for farmers, especially those who took loans, expecting to pay when they sell their rice. This Fadama cut across Alero local government, Jega local government, and part of even Suru local government. It runs this way to more than, I told you, more than 50 kilometers this way, and more than 70 this way. About 3 local government areas. Jega, Alero, and part of Suru local government area. So all these are rice farms submerged under this flood.
While on the inspection and sympathy tour, the team came across the state governor, Abubakar Atiku Bagudu. The governor thanked the leadership of Rifan for the visit, stating that the government will work with Rifan with a view to supporting the farmers.
Before what Rifan can do, what CBN can do, what the federal government can do, I think as always, we want to register our profound thanks to the federal government and indeed institutions of the federal government, Central Bank of Nigeria, among others. The wonderful actions of the federal government and the Central Bank of Nigeria, and in particular the personal drive of Mr. President, has brought us to a self-sufficient nation. But things like this happen, certainly. We are not unique in the world. It's regrettable. Today, many of us who were watching television yesterday will have seen Hurricane Laura and other hurricanes that were Hurricane Laura and others similar, even worse problems. Nigeria is a resilient country. We have been through this before, and I'm sure we'll surmount it again. The fact that the leadership of the Rice Farmers Association of Nigeria are here and are going around with officials of the central bank is unique in itself, because it shows a different country. It shows that nobody is hiding anything. We are responding to disaster and supporting each other, and I believe with this, the federal government, the Central Bank of Nigeria, and other institutions and associations will respond to this effectively.
Representative of the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Apex Bank Rice champion, Mr. Benedict, said the Central Bank Governor Godwin Emefiele and his management team sympathized with Rifan and its members over the losses occasioned by flood. He said farmers operating under Uncle Browa's program will be given every opportunity to be on their feet despite the setback.
There is what we call area yield insurance, which is supposed to be to cover the losses that will come in terms of the yield that the farmer was expecting. If it doesn't get to that, then the insurance will, the insurance payment will be triggered, and then the farmer will be paid for the losses that he has incurred. And you know, whatever we do, the smallholder farmer is key to it. So you cannot do a program that will impoverish that same farmer. So as soon as the insurance premium goes to the account to clear whatever the loan is, the farmer is also giving other inputs to restart again. So that will cover whatever losses that he has gone. So once you are giving the fresh input, of course it means that there will be an extension to cover the repayment.
The CBN governor had directed Rifan to mobilize 1 million farmers that can quickly produce 5 million metric tons during the dry farming season commencing in November 2020 for support.
It's really devastating, quite unfortunate to see the kind of effort that the federal government and the central bank through the ABP is trying to put into food security in the country, and then you will see this kind of thing. It's heart-wrenching, but what do we say? You cannot question God. We just try to make, like I said the last time, create a positive out of every negative situation. So I think we will just tell the farmers to calm down. We thank God the farms are insured. And then again, we look at the situation where as soon as possible we can get them back on their feet. And that will be to just capitalize on the floodwaters as they are receding. They can now start replanting again for another harvest. So when the insurance redeems, at least that will pay off their loans, and then from what they have planted again, they can pay the remaining balance and also still come back on their feet and continue with the program. It's quite unfortunate. It's a large field, and from the explanation and all the way we have come from Jega all the way here, and then I hear it's going as far as Suru also. So we just pray that at least we can salvage some out of this before it really gets bad.
In Kebbi State, ever since Rifan came on board, initially when the program was kick-started in Kebbi State, it was state government participation, and we've seen all that happen actually. But when Rifan came in, actually we've seen the improvement in performance. But just like he said, our major problem, the farmers still need more sensitization with regards to repayment, actually. Because in the initial program, the pilot program, most of the farmers see it as a government legacy, which we are trying whatever means possible to make sure that to inform the farmers that this program is a loan, is a facility given to them, and we want it to be a revolving program. As you collect, you repay, other farmers will still collect, and you too that you repay will continue to collect. You can improve, expand your program, your farming business, and what have you. So what we insisting actually we've been sensitizing farmers, let them try as much as possible to repay this facility. As they collect with the intention of repaying, God will help them so that they will repay. So this program will continue on and on and on. Without repayment, actually, I don't think we can continue doing this. Because if you look at the amount outstanding that farmers are refused to pay, actually is quite terrible. So, but with the participation of Rifan, we're getting a lot of improvement. So many farmers are now aware. They are now allowed to their responsibility of collecting this facility. After harvesting, they will now repay their facility. So there is improvement, but there is need for more, actually, especially in terms of repayment.
The national president of Rifan, Alhaji Aminu Gurunyu, said more than 1 million farmers would be mobilized to engage in the next dry season farming. He is optimistic that Nigeria will not experience scarcity of rice paddy as a result of the disaster. Gurunyu said the federal government's support for this year's dry season farming would be coming through Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, and assured the flood victims that officials from Central Bank of Nigeria would soon arrive in Kebbi State for assessment with a view to providing immediate intervention.
The CBN governor has mandated the Central Bank, the Development Department, to quickly liaise with us and see how we can come up with dry season preparations immediately. And you can see that the head of rice desk in the Central Bank is here with us. It's under the instruction of the CBN governor that he must come and see him for himself, so that you get back to them and see how they can also prepare more and more, so that be able to capitalize on these ravages of flood to our farmers and quickly come up with dry season preparations. The dry season farmers who harvested their rice paddy, considering the importance and how significant this visit is, the farmers, despite the challenges of the flood, they decided to bring these 2 bags in place of fura that they normally do if they have a special guest to give to him. But because they were taken unaware, they are not really informed of our coming. They said they will bring these 2 bags so that on behalf of them, myself and the Kebbi State and Northwest chapter that are here, we should hand it over to the rice champion in Central Bank by name Mr. Ben for forward to the governor of Central Bank, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, for his passion and commitment and love for this state, Kebbi State, which is a rice producing state. They have asked us to hand it over, as I said, to Mr. Ben, who came here to represent CBN to see for himself, so that he will take it to Mr. Godwin Emefiele to do fura. This is paddy, and Mr. Ben, on behalf of the Northwest structure that are here, I'm handing these 2 bags of paddy to you, so that you take it to our Oga, the governor of Central Bank, for his passion, commitment, and love for this business of agriculture, rice production.
The CBN governor, Mr. Godwin Emefiele, has so much passion for this program. And if you recall, the Yanko Boras program was launched by President Muhammad Buhari here also in Kebbi State. So it has been one good thing growing up gradually, as the program is expanding. So it's quite unfortunate seeing what we are seeing now in terms of the flood, and then the farmers still decided to give this to the CBN governor as a token of saying welcome. I am here sent by my director, Mr. Yusuf Hila, to come and see what is happening here and also then report back to him. So whatever has been asked or presented to him, I will present to my director for onward delivery to the CBN government. But I know very soon all they are trying to do is to make sure that food is available in the market and our farmers are happy. So as this is going back, I'm sure again it will go back to where the people that need it most in terms of feeding the poorest of the poor. We are grateful for this and we say thank you so much.
Aminu Gorunyu and his team were also at the palace of Emir of Argungu to sympathize with him. The Emir narrates his ordeal with his visitors, appealing to the federal government to come to their aid, especially the small-scale farmers whose social and economic well-being depend on farming.
By November, we'll be planting wheat, but we have a window immediately after August. We are of the opinion that beginning September, first week, maybe the water will begin to recede, and people can start planting within the muddy soil before the onset of Ramadan in November. Some of these crops can be harvested and either sold, generate funds to buy food, or used to sustain life before we harvest wheat and later rice in the dry season. Any assistance, I'm pleading on behalf of my people, any assistance will go a long way to help.
Mai martaba mun zo jihar Kebbi ne domin mu jajanta ma manoma.
Rifan president assured the Emir that all the necessary support will be given to farmers in Kebbi State. Rifan will first give priority to farmers in Argungu.
Muna maka alƙawari cewa insha Allah da mun koma za mu yi kokari mu ga cewa Argungu ta zama ita ce ta farko da za mu kawo gudunmawa insha Allah domin a samar da gudunmawa da mahita ga wannan iftila'i da ya same mu.
It is here we learn